we did this, we were sitting over here, but my boy Jesse bought a new car, so he already announced it. I don't fit in this seat at all. Oh gosh. Jesse's doppelganger over here. There he is. He's checking you out. He's going toe to toe. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go work on my car.
Character.
All right, so first things first, we've got a box from, I don't know if you can even get in on that, Numeric Racing. This is their short shifter for G-Body 915 transmission series. I shouldn't tell you that before I open this, but I can always cut it. So this is just like a palette knife. It may or may not work. Oh, you're going to start by getting the shaft, the rod, whatever you need. I'm assuming that this is going to be. So, I've actually never bought anything from Numeric, and so I'm pretty excited about this. This is supposed to be kind of the best of the short shifter kits that you can do right now, and I'll put a link and pricing and stuff on this down below. But this was U.S. made, so it's easier for you to get. Let's just set this on the hood here. It's already oiled. I kind of don't want to get it too dirty. So next, this is the actual shifter housing. And we'll go back in a minute and install everything. In fact, we should have had Cam come out to help install this tonight. That would have been more fun.
I'll be back next week.
All right, next week we're gonna probably do more of the install on this. This is suspense killing everyone. This is how hard it is for me to open things, so there we go. That's going to look really good. So that sits right on the trans tunnel, so this will sit just right on there. And I even think that this is built so that you can use the factory plastics up around it. Chances are pretty good that I'm going to take that trim piece off and let this just be exposed, so pretty cool looking piece. The rest is just the hardware for assembly. These do not come with a shift knob, which I thought was kind of interesting. They sell them separately, but we have a really cool shift knob already. So yeah, so that's that. So this actually comes like pinned in. So you pull the screw out. It's got spacers. You're basically going to have a spacer inside of here on each side. They're kind of like a bushing, I guess is what that is. So these just go on the insides of this, and it feels like it's actually going to be really hard to keep those from falling out while I slide this up in here. All right, so what we did was we slid it in, got it all the way to the hole, and then put the second bushing in. Because otherwise the bushing will just scratch on the whole side of that thing. Once you have it in place, you're going to just take this. This is a, I think like a 4mm. Slide this through to pinch it into place. All right, so as you'll remember, there's not a lot of space, right? But this is a shifter, and this is just a spring-loaded thing. So I was not thinking about that. You still have to be careful. Yeah, thank you. When you're doing it, but that should give us the space we need to kind of slide this in. It's going in, I think. All right. And then we'll just kind of jiggle this through. There we go. See, look, I'm so smart. Yeah, like a real pro, what you want to do is that, yeah, just tilt it because it is a shifter and it's not locked into place. Then you're going to take an 8mm wrench on the one side, get that on there. In fact, I'm going to push it a little bit more. And then just your 4mm Allen key to hold it tight on the other side. So now that this is all greased up, lubricated, everything's put together, we're just going to get this piece and we're going to have it dump into the coupler. Dad. All right, so get this lined up. get that lined up, you're gonna have it drop down into the coupler, as Jesse would call it. And then I just have to line everything up. It's only 3 bolts, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. We'll see if we can handle doing this. I'm like barefoot in here. Everything's comfortable. All right, so with everything lined up in there, I believe, yes, that is lined up. Dude, how's that for some eye candy in here?
It looks so good, dude, with the red line also. You have the passenger floorboard too, right?
Yeah. It's just the passenger floorboard needs to be trimmed.
Yeah.
Because we welded this bracket in, and so it doesn't fit now. Because that's what happens when I work on stuff. Okay. Okay, and then I'll tighten these all good in a second. So I typically will get them like finger tight using this, and then I'll turn it and do like a half a turn if there's not a torque spec. You know, about like that. And Jesse, what do you think? Is that an agreeable way to do this, or you just keep going until it's so tight it's gonna blow up?
I basically either do finger tight, wrist tight, or elbow tight, which is like a really caveman way of thinking about torque specs, but on something like that, I just do wrist tight.
Okay, so we need to figure out what these last two. So there's just two more bolts. These go in right here, and they continue to hold that in place. Man, this looks sweet. All of a sudden, this car looks cool and like modern. Okay, so now that that is in, everything's done. We've got to move back here, and we're gonna pull off the coupler and put in a different one. So for that, we're gonna need a couple of 13s, and then I believe that the Allen key is a 5, so we'll see. All right, so after checking, it is actually a 4mm. So you are gonna need a 4mm to break this baby loose. If I can even break it loose. I'm gonna take that out, and then you're just gonna throw the 2 13s on the side here. So you're gonna throw 2 13s on the side there and crank them, and then this 4. So let's rip these all out. All right, so those bolts are out. We can just pull this off, I believe, hopefully easily. Maybe one-handed, maybe not. I think that we can. There we go. All right, so this is the coupler. The coupler is out. Barefoot in here. Let's look at the difference. This is actually in pretty freaking good shape. I've looked at other ones that have a lot of play in this. This one maybe has newer bushings, maybe not. They're cracked, but the new one is a bearing here instead of a bushing, which really tightens things up. We're gonna use just all the same hardware to install the new one. Let's see that. Okay, so that's new versus old versus new. A little bit longer actually too on here. But yeah, like I said, it's just a bearing here on the side instead of a bushing. It should go in fairly easily, but let's see. So now that the pedals and stuff are in and the shifter, we need to get the track mat in. So what we've done is we've just cut all of the adhesive Velcro stuff, and I'm just gonna lay it down, then we'll align this, put the mat down. So let's do that. All right, so those are on. Now we'll just pull the backs off and lay the mat right down. So the next thing you're gonna see is just the mat on there. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way to film me doing it, and I don't wanna mess it up, so I appreciate you. All right, so just like that, the mat is in, the pedals are in, the shifter's in. Let's put the seat in, just a temporary fix, and then we'll go drive it. See how that goes. Okay, so we don't have brackets yet, so we're just gonna set this here. I need to dial in the shifter, so without a chair in here, it's super hard, so we're gonna do that for a minute. Okay, so this is kind of a moment of truth, because I think that I've got this already dialed in, but I actually don't know. So we have a couple of things to test. One of them being, does the car start? I don't know. We'll see. We have so much stuff to test. Car starts, so that's a good start. neutral works. It's a good start. The e-brake works. So in theory, that should be first. It's working. We're just gonna go like around the block shortly because this is stupid. The seat's not even bolted to the car, so we'll see. Okay, so pretty sketchy so far, but the shifter works great. But I think I've got it dialed in. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. I think we're dialed, so let's go. Oh boy. Thought I might have been in third. I'm not.